Man, oh man, we are back, and it's been a while. It's been like 2 weeks. We took like a good ass little break, Sir Knight had a little vacation time going on, and then I had blew some time at Comic Con last week, and so the times didn't really add up or anything like that. But yeah, I'm your co-host, Godly Sovereign. This is the Wheel of Gaming podcast, and of course, with me I have my brother, Sir Knight. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, bro, man? Doing good. I'm not sure, dude, but I think my PS5 might be broken.
What? How did that happen, dude?
Dude, man, like I don't know. I took it with me on my little vacation, because I always do my PlayStation 5 with me when I go on vacation.
You fool.
And now I don't know if it was my dad using it because I let him watch like Netflix or whatever on it, like when I wasn't
Yeah.
using it. Oh, and I can't put a disc in it now. Like it won't accept discs.
Damn.
So it's almost like a PS5 discless is what I got right now.
Oh, so you
So like
got
an
a digital
I have a
disc.
digital. I have a digital edition PS5. I gotta find like a repair person, man. Like I don't know who's repairing PS5s right now, man. Like,
I would call it a PlayStation, bro. Honestly, and see
maybe, yeah, it
let
might
them
still be
know
under
about the
warranty
issue.
potentially,
Yeah, it's under
right?
warranty. I mean, we didn't get it that long ago. Like it should have a solid warranty on it. But yeah, damn, that sucks, man. That sucks to hear. Cause you got like what
Yeah,
did the game get stuck?
almost, almost all my games are disc. Like I don't really even have like a game that's like not disc, dude. So it's like
Yeah,
I
hey,
have
what's
like
good,
nothing to
Mike?
play right now. I have like
Yeah.
nothing to play on it now, dude. Uh with with my PlayStation. So my PlayStation is like almost like a paperweight right now. I freaking bought a Tiny Tina's Wonderland and I can't even play it. I bought
Ah,
that on my
damn, you need to go ahead
PlayStation.
and
I can't
slide
even
that
play
my
it.
way, man, so I can check that out.
Dude, it sucks, man. I have to
That
find someone to
does.
fix this thing.
That
So I've been
blows.
on the Xbox basically is what I've been on, man.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, I can't believe it. Like I've never had a PlayStation break on me. Like I've had every
Yeah,
generation,
nah,
PS1,
we've managed to dodge
PS2.
all of those bullets.
Yeah, I've had them all to the
Lineage,
end.
all of that stuff, dude.
Yeah, I've never had like a situation where like I had a broken one forever.
Yeah,
And this is like the first time ever where like I have a broken PlayStation. I mean, like
man.
I can still turn it on and play digital games, but I can't play any disc games right now. So
Right,
like, I
yeah.
don't know what I'm gonna do.
The universe is telling you
Sucks.
something. It's telling you to spend more money on the digital stuff. That's what it's telling you.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what am I supposed to do? Buy a game digitally? Yeah, right.
Ooh,
I can never do that.
think about it, man. What if PlayStation sent you an update to disable your disk drive so that it forces anybody who's purchased a disc version to have to go digital now in order to be able to play any games? It's brilliant because you get to sell it for $100 more, and you're forcing them to pay, full price for the games to be able to enjoy anything.
What
It's a
is it
win.
like a random rollout? Because it hasn't happened to your PlayStation.
It has a big mushroom.
why is mine bricked, dude?
Yeah, shit. A super, it's super. Mike said it's super common for the PS5. Do you got some issues like that, Mike?
Yeah, mine won't take disc, Mike. Like mine won't take disc, dude. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if there's a disc jammed in there. I'm not aware of. I
Yeah.
asked my dad if like, did you put a DVD or something in this thing? Like, I don't know
I
what's going on
think
here.
I'm pretty sure that if you open the top of the lid or at the bottom, wherever the disk drive is at, I think it's the bottom, that there's like a button or some type of space that you can push the compartment, like to be able to like make it
Push something
eject.
out or whatever.
Make it eject the
Yeah.
disk if there is
Huh.
anything in there, or you might be able to see it in there. But
Huh.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I would YouTube that shit. I'll check it out. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that's a
Yeah. It's
bummer.
bizarre, dude. It's bizarre. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. Broken some way.
I
I'm
I'm
happy I
not.
can still turn it on. It's not like bricked,
Yeah,
but it's for me essentially unplayable because almost every game on my PlayStation I buy a physical. So
right. Yeah, I'm not saying that you should do this, but I know that some people might possibly think about going to like Amazon and then purchasing a PlayStation if you were able to
oh yeah, then
online,
returning your broken one. I
and
know your
then
little trick.
just a little swap. That's not my man. I'm
I know
saying
that's like a
this is
societal
illegal.
trick, right?
It's
Yeah.
illegal, but it's a possibility that people may do that for shit instead of waiting for PlayStation to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah. I heard about that deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might call
Oh,
PlayStation. I think they
he
might
said
hook
it
me up.
happened to him, and they
Yeah,
sent him another one. Yeah, that might be the best bet. You know, you play the digital until he gets here, and then you just swap it out and send the box back. That might be your
yeah,
best bet. But that
yeah.
does suck. That's a hell of an inconvenience. So I'm kind of afraid to turn mine on in hopes that shit didn't happen because I got a game in mind. So I don't want to lose that sucker. But yeah, man, you been playing anything like since you've been on your Xbox? Like, what games you playing?
Yeah, so I ended up actually picking up the
Hey,
Outriders
you're not
World Slayer
supposed to admit
expansion.
that shit, Mike. That's allegedly right that you would do that, and you assume that it would work every time. I would agree that it would probably work every time if you were to do that type of shit.
You're such a dummy, man. Watching the way you say things, dummy. I'd
Yeah, man,
assume
watching, man.
that sounds interesting. Like
That
if you
sounds like
tried
it would
it,
work very good
like
if you
maybe
were
it
to
would
just
work.
remove your serial number on your TV and
It's
put it
kind
on
of
another TV
curious,
and
you
put that
know.
one
It's
back.
you dummy.
But anyways, what you been playing,
Nah,
man?
dude, I've been playing Outriders World Slayers, dude. I
Oh,
bought the
you sprung for it,
expansion.
huh?
I sprung for it. Yeah, I needed
Okay.
something to play on the Xbox because I didn't have a PlayStation anymore.
Dude, why
And
didn't you play Naraka, man?
oh, actually, I did. I downloaded Naraka and I tried getting through the tutorial, and I just couldn't. It was so clunky, man.
What?
Dude,
Okay.
the
All right.
controls were a little clunky, and it took me. I'll say this: it took me about a half hour to figure out how to change my damn my invert y axis. I had to invert my y axis, dude. I could
You
not
just go to
find
the
the
settings and
option.
do it.
Nah, it was a different location in settings. You have to
Mm,
go to like button layout or something, some other setting in there. I eventually found it, but
okay.
that
Yeah.
was annoying me at first. I was like, I'm about to tell Marcus I can't even play this game
It
because I don't
doesn't
even
it
have a
doesn't
choice to
cater
invert.
to the weirdos, man. It doesn't cater to the weirdos who like to play that inverted bullshit. You
Dude,
gotta play
man,
that.
there's more people out there that play inverted than you think, dude. Inverted
It's
is
a
not as
reason.
weird as you
It's
think.
a reason why default is the regular person shit, and then you gotta dig for the other weird shit.
You gotta do
You gotta read manuals and shit to be able to figure out how to it's learning for
I
your
gotta
controller,
dig.
man.
I gotta read manuals to find out how to get my control on.
You gotta deduce
That's
how the
funny,
hell
dude.
you gonna get this inverted controller thing split. But yeah,
I
no,
know, man. I don't want to
I
go through the
admit,
hassle of rebuilding muscle memory, man. So it's like I'm stuck.
yeah, I admit though, Naraka's tutorial was clunky as shit. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this game sucks ass. But
Yes.
I fought
Okay.
through the
Okay.
tutorial, and then you get to the actual game, and it's a lot better than that
See, that's
tutorial.
what was happening. I was like, dude, I'm not having any fun with this. This
Yeah,
is
you gotta
clunky.
get past the tutorial, bro.
This is
Just get past
weird.
the tutorial.
What is
So,
Stone talking about? Because this is clunky. All right. Well, I'm glad to
but
hear that. Like you had the same experience then.
yeah, I'll tell you before you continue, right? I talked my father-in-law into playing it. He don't really play like those types of battle royales. He'll normally play like the Call of Duty shit, shooting
Right.
and stuff like that. He'll play
FPS or
those
something.
types. Yeah,
Yeah.
the first person shooters, but he doesn't play like Fortnite or any of those other ones, that they might have out there, whatever. So I talked him into playing the Rocket, and he played a couple games with me, and he was sucking. And I like encouraged him to get good. You know what I mean? So he can
That's
play
such
more.
good encouragement, dude.
And
Get good,
basically,
man.
yo, what's
Just
good,
get
Blue?
good. That's all it takes, man. Get
Yeah, you
good.
just gotta get good. That's basically
You just
it.
gotta get good, man.
You
Like,
gotta get good. Yeah, that's all.
oh,
That's what
really?
I give you.
Okay. Thanks
And
for
here,
that. Now,
once
now I'm
I
gonna
was
do
told,
it.
once I was told to get good in Rocket, it just blew my
Once,
mind and it opened up
once
a
I
whole
was
nother.
told.
I just got good. But but after
Yeah.
I told him about it, he basically was like on it heavy to the point where he like outranks me for like
Oh, he's on it heavy, huh?
yeah, like
That's
he's
funny.
he's in like the silver or gold, and I'm just like reaching like bronze like one. You know what I mean? To get to silver, but he's past like silver 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like one in gold, like right there on that threshold. And he had like way more kills than me. I was like, damn, you went in, huh? And he was like, yeah, I had a couple of days off. So,
I had a couple days off. Yeah, clearly
yeah,
you got this is a little more than a
I like
couple
it.
days here.
Yeah, I like it because I converted him, because he wasn't playing that shit. And he was like, what the fuck is Naraka? Like, I'm not playing that shit. And I was like, come on, man, just play it with me. Just do the tutorial and shit. You know what I mean? And I got him on it and stuff like that. So he's been playing that. He plays it even when I'm not on. He just be, just playing that shit. Because it's a fun game. It's a really fun game. But anyways,
Yeah.
What other stuff was you playing?
I was just playing Outriders, man. Like, it was a lot of fun. It's really fun, man. Like, the story they have for you is pretty darn short. I'd say probably like 3 hours, maybe 3 hours.
Okay, I mean the first one was like short as hell too.
Yeah, it was longer. It was longer, but I thought it was kind of short for a DLC. Like DLCs usually have like a good 5 hour kind of like edition. This is like 3 at best. But it was fine because the end game content's really cool. Like they have a couple really cool things that I'm happy with. Like the first thing they have is they have like instead of like doing the little outpost thing, where like you would do the you go to that little thing on the map and you'd pick one of the spots and you do the timed. I forget what they called those things.
Yeah,
there's other thing called like
I forgot what they called them, like the little drops or whatever, the little pods.
Drop pod or whatever. They have like this little temple now, which is dope, and it's kind of like you got choices, kind of like a roguelike. When you go into a roguelike, you beat a room, and then like you have like 3 different doors you can enter.
Right.
Like this is kind of the same thing. Like you beat a zone, you move forward, and there's like 3 different routes you can go. Now it would be cool if they kind of gave you a map or whatever, and it would be cool if they gave you something unique every time you went to a new room. But it just gives it like a new like, oh, I'm gonna just keep going this route that I went until I get to the end, and then like I'll try a different route for fun, see what the other rooms look like. And then like there's little bosses now. So before you would do the little run and you would do like a little boss, but it was just like a generic boss, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like the one we kept doing the marshland or whatever.
Yeah,
at the very end, you had like these big, brood mothers, but they just kind of like move like the normal creatures. Right. Like
they're just more bullet
they're
sponges.
just bigger. Yeah, they're more bullet sponges than anything. Well, they have like actual bosses now, like that have mechanics and stuff. Like things you have to like do and dodge, or like little mechanics you have to do to even deal damage to them. Like it's kind of cool, kind of like a little raid boss. It's kind of neat, and like they reward you pretty well. Like every time you kill one of these guys, you get guaranteed a legendary, maybe 2. And you just keep kind of moving forward until you die, basically. And they give you like 3 lives. And once you can kill a boss, you get legendaries. And they have like this new form of gear now. And it's called like apocalyptic gear, I believe. Okay. And on the apocalyptic gear, you get a 3rd trait.
Okay.
So, in the normal epic or legendary, you had like the 2 traits on it.
Yeah.
Like, maybe like minefield and like critical shot or something.
Right.
Now you get a 3rd trait. And like, that's like a huge boost in like power. Like,
well, I mean, you could remember with that legendary gear, you had to like delete shit and things like that to get more perks, and you could put like essentially like 4 or 5 perks on it, like altogether. Like they would have more stat perks, and then they would have your 2 abilities or whatever that you could put on it.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ability perks, so not the stat perks, like the ability perks.
Oh, so you can have 3 abilities.
You can have 3 abilities now on each piece of gear, dude. So like it's a lot more like things you can collect now, like a lot more.
Yeah, it seems a bit more hefty.
Those pieces don't always drop either. Like there's like a 10% chance every piece will be this like apocalyptic version.
Right.
So it's just but dude, like whenever I got a piece, like even like I found a gun, I was like finally an upgrade on the gun I was using. That one additional like perk is like a big deal. It's like, dude, man, my damage is like went through the roof. It's like, so it's pretty fun, man. I've been enjoying it. It's just it's really easy. It's easy, in the sense of like you just chilling. Like you can put like a podcast on in the background, like, hey, put We Love Gaming on in the background, and then like hear all the gaming news while you're playing, Outriders, World Slayers, like because just like it takes very minimal effort to play Outrider. You're just like pointing and shooting. There's nothing to follow. The story is about as dry as it possibly can be. You're just shooting things, trying to collect loot, So I don't know. It's been fun being back in that world. I've been enjoying collecting the gear, killing aliens again. It's just fun as ever. So that's just what I've been playing. So I've been enjoying that until my PlayStation's fixed. I'll probably be playing that. And there doesn't seem to be any great games coming out anytime soon. Like July has been like one of the driest months ever as far as like game
Yeah.
releases. So that's been a good one, man. I've been enjoying. What you been playing?
So yeah, so I mean, for the most part, right, I've been playing Naraka and things like that. So that's what
Yeah,
I've
I
been.
gotta try that. I gotta get more another try. I was just having such a terrible time at that tutorial
Yeah,
dude.
I wanna play with you. So like I wanna run some stuff with you at some point. So if I can, you know what I mean, that'll be dope.
Yeah, for
Get
sure.
that way you get
Dude,
to
you're like glitchy as heck.
you said I'm what?
You're like glitchy as heck.
Am I good?
All right,
Am I
you
still glitchy?
good? You good? I hope you good.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
so
Naraka has
I've
been what's up,
been
huh?
I've been playing Naraka for the most part, and then I just recently got this NFT. It's called Pixel Guild, and so it's
Hmm.
basically like it's kind of like a Mario platformer in a sense, where it's little pixelated levels and stuff like that that you go around and you collect gold coins, and you just got to get to the end, and it's almost roguelike in a sense for that because you only have like 3 lives. You have like a couple of health pots like on the map that you can find or whatnot, but it's just the goal of trying to get to the end and finish it
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. So I've been playing around with that one just a little bit. I did want to play Multiverse because I know that one just came out, and I've been watching a lot of videos of it and stuff like that. So I've been meaning to try to download it onto the Xbox or whatever, and then play with somebody, like maybe play with you,
Mm-hmm.
see if I can get
Mm-hmm.
Mark to
I heard
hop
it may
in.
not be too bad. Multiverse may not be too bad. I heard.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty fun. I heard it was like a pretty solid copy for Smash Bros. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be as
Mm-hmm.
good as Smash Bros, but as far as like Smash Bros copies go, it's like pretty solid. So um yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to play that one. But yeah, that's basically all I've been playing, man, is just trying to get in on Naraka, and then I'll hop in on like Far Cry 6 every now and again, but it's mostly like Naraka. Like I'm like bronze 1. So I'm trying to
Almost silver,
get the
huh?
silver. Yeah, I'm trying to get the silver. I love, but my father-in-law
Yes.
disgusted me, man. He too far ahead of me, but
That's
yeah.
crazy. That's cool. Yeah, that actually makes me feel a little better because I know he's extra chill at
Yeah.
games. Like he ain't trying to like get good at them. So
Yeah,
knowing
yeah.
that he's doing well enough to climb the ladder, it sounds like it's a very
It's
inviting game.
it's cool too, because you could low key just like hide and shit, and then wait until it's like the last couple of people, and then fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you dead ass don't have to kill anything really. Like if you can just avoid people and just keep moving to the center, the epicenter or whatever, then it'll just like everybody else will die around you until you're like one of the last few standing. And if it as long as you can get into the top 5, you get like the most points. So like I mean, if you win, of course you're gonna get the most, but top 5 is like when you really start benefiting and you can shoot up the ladder like quickly. But yeah, I mean, like it's crazy because you could go up in a tree and you can hide up in there, and as long as nobody saw you, like they have to go up in the tree with you to see you. Or they might try to shoot blindly into a tree or something like that if they wanted to, like a crossbow or a bow or something like that.
Yeah, just
But
shoot
it's not
blindly.
guaranteed you're gonna hit something. You don't know. You know what I mean? So
Right,
all you see
right.
is like, oh, there's like 2 people left, but like, where the hell are they? You know what I mean? So I've done that before where it was just like a whole bunch of shit going down. Like it'd be like 8 people, and so I'm like, damn man, I'm not about to get into that because all it takes is for 2 people to turn from fighting each other to then come at you and then to finish their battle, and you're dead because they just double teamed you. So like
Mm-hmm.
I was playing with my nephew, and I was like, yo, go up in the tree real quick, just go up in the tree. So we ran in the tree, and we were on the cusp of the outer ring, and we were just watching the battle go down for like the whole shit. And then when it was just down to 3 of us, um we
You and
dropped
your
down.
nephew gang
Yeah,
rape
yeah,
somebody, huh?
we
You
dropped
double
down.
do somebody?
Nah, we
Yeah.
actually got smashed on. That dude had like gold shit. Like he had legendary gear on.
Yeah,
So
he was good, huh?
Yeah,
He
because
worked
my
y'all.
nephew didn't attack like right at the right moment.
But you were trying to 2-on-1 him, right? You were
Yeah,
trying
we
to
were
like
trying to
two
two
on.
on one
Yeah.
him, but he started.
Yeah.
He figured we was in the trees or hiding somewhere, so he ran off to an island, and there was nothing close by. So it's literally like we had to jump out and expose ourselves to try to get at him. And you know, sometimes you just get caught, man. Like we had purple gear on, so we just got did up, you know. But it's really like you know you can succeed by not having any skill, but the people who like really, you know, learn how to like counter, how to disarm, things like that, they, you know, it really shows. Like when somebody is attacked, when you attack somebody and they immediately disarm your shit, and you're like, oh fuck, like I gotta switch to my second weapon so I can fight. You know what I mean? And then you go to attack again and they disarm your shit. Like you like, damn, dude, I just kill me, bro, because you know I do this better than I do. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've disarmed a couple of times, but that shit is tough, bro. Like you gotta be quick on the triggers with it and stuff like that. So that's where the getting good part goes. But past the tutorial, you just gotta get good for the tutorial, and you can make it through. But it's way better after that.
All right, man. All right. I hear
But
you.
but yeah, so enough of all that malarkey. We got quite a few things to talk about because it's been so long since we've been here to chat it up with you guys. So we got like some Lord of the Rings information, some things getting pushed back. We got some GTA info. We got a new studio that was purchased by PlayStation. You might have heard about it. We also have some Hogwarts Legacy stuff, some Black Panther, some games of the month for PlayStation Plus and whatnot. But before we get into all of that good stuff, let's go ahead and get into the intro.
I love you, me.
All right, so for the first topic we have, man, Lord of the Rings Golem. It looks like it's been delayed for a few months. It was supposed to, I believe, originally come out in September, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
September, and it looks like it's gonna be at the top of the year next year. So, I mean, a little bit of a bummer, but honestly, um, I was like, when I had seen this news real quick, because Ray, you had sent this to me. I had gave it like a quick glance, and I saw rings, and I saw that gold, and I was thinking like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And oh
Yeah, that's right.
shit! Like
Yeah.
I'm pumped. Like, you know, this is gonna be some DLC for Elden Ring, dude. And I was super stoked as I was reading it, and then I'm like, J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm like, oh shit, these motherfuckers done got like all the legendary writers to like do this shit. And then I read it again, and I'm like, oh damn, this is for the actual Golem game. It wasn't like Golem DLC in the game. So
That's funny, dude.
I felt stupid for a second, but then I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, that's not bad. I wasn't really like, you know, looking for Golem to come out. You know what I mean? It's just something I knew was on the agenda for the rollout. But how do you feel about hearing about the pushback?
I mean, we hadn't really heard a lot about Golem. I mean, I feel the same exact way that I feel about with every delay.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit. You know, like I'm so sick and tired of delays. Like,
Yeah.
I just wish these companies would wait to publicly announce a release date until they know when they can publicly release it. Like,
Right.
it's just this terrible disease that has run rampant in the developing world ever since Cyberpunk. Like, it's a Cyberpunk, you know, it's the COVID 2077 bug going around in the developer scene, because these people will not put any game out on time anymore, or at least when they tell us they release it. So, I mean, that's just frustrating. But I mean, they released a little video showing the gameplay of this, and it looks pretty bunk, dude. Like, I don't know, Golem looks really, really weird. Like, it looks almost like 360 graphics to me. But it's got some stealth aspects that look pretty fun. I was always curious, like, I think when this first came out, we didn't really understand, like, how do you make a game with Golem fun? because like it's literally just playing with Golem, and it's like he's not really a combat guy. He's not
Yeah,
really a strong character. Like,
it would almost be like Plague Tales or whatever.
yeah, something
You
like
know what I mean?
Plague Tales along those
It would be
lines.
like a story. It would be definitely like story driven with stealth and things like that. But I don't see him
Hmm.
like mauling anybody to death, really. Um, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Maybe you just play around with the ring more. You know what I mean? Like going invisible and shit like that. Just staying alive.
yeah, yeah. So the gameplay showed some sneaking. He was doing some prone stuff, slide on the floor, trying to take dudes out. It looks okay. It doesn't look like exciting. So I'm not really probably even gonna play this game. Like as of right now, like I don't even know if I'll play this game.
I
I
feel
think
like
it's
it might be
just
better as a VR game too.
oh, actually, 100%. Actually, the graphics seem like it's low fidelity enough that you could just put this in a VR without even
It
having to
might
like
be a
downgrade
VR
it.
game.
Yeah, maybe this is
Like
VR.
I
Like
thought I
if
saw
you
something.
told me this was VR, if you told me this was VR, then I would understand why the graphics look the way they do. They look like VR-ish, absolutely.
Okay.
So I think this is just like it's news only in the sense that it's just continuing the trend of game delays. Like everything's being delayed.
Mhm.
And this game is no exception, even though it's not even that great, in my opinion, from what I could tell. But
Yeah.
that's where I stand on this one. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like, the same. Like, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, push it back as long as you need to. I'm not really worried about it. It wasn't one of those that I was like superly aching for, but at the same time, it's like, damn, why'd you even give a due date? Like, just hold your dates. Even if shit presumably gets leaked, just don't release the date. You can say I never officially said that.
yeah, you can have
It's
dates.
always been something else. That was just a date we put as a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just never give a date. It would just be like, hey, it's coming out next week. Surprise. Or something like that,
Yeah, like I agree, man. Like you got to have, of course, timelines, internally, but you don't have to announce everything to the public, when you have internal
Right.
timelines. Like wait until you know this game is as polished as you want it to be, and then pick a date that works for you. If that's next week, that's next week. If that's next year, that's next year. Like pick a date that you think is going to make you the most money and announce it. Just make sure like you're not in the middle of working on the game when you announce the date. I think that's the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
You never know. Clearly, these people never know when a game can be finished. So we all know when things are about to be done. Like, if I was going to have you build me a shoe, you're talking about making shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you would be telling me, I wouldn't expect, hey, man, I need to know when you'll be finished with that. You're like, dude, man, it takes time. Things can come up. Got to give me some time. Like, I'll be waiting for you to tell me, hey, I'm getting close to finishing probably in the next couple of weeks. Then I'll know it's for certain. Like, you won't tell me until like you're getting close to finishing it and you feel like you're getting close. You're not just giving me a date and then forcing yourself. I told Ray 3 weeks from now this would be done. And like you're rushing and like cutting corners and crunching.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's just unrealistic to me.
Yeah, I mean, half the time I'm all about giving you a date that's like way out in the future, knowing that I should more than likely be able to beat that. But if anything happens that's out of the ordinary, I can still make that time. You know what I mean? Like I can use that extra time to be able to complete it. But like, there's nothing wrong with dropping something a month or two early or even a couple of weeks early if you had it ready. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless of a date. So like,
I don't know why we don't see that more. Like what Sifu did. Like, hey,
exactly.
We're done actually. Let's release it next month instead of 3 months from now. I've never seen
that's just gonna drop in 2023 and then drop that bitch like in December of 2022. Like I'm like, oh shit, it came out early.
We never see that, man. Like we never see that. It's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just whatever. But it's one of those things we just gonna have to deal with for a while. It's one of the prices we got to pay for Cyberpunk. But
they ruined the industry with that whole, cover letter, watermarked.
Yeah,
we are sorry to inform you. It's like, oh my gosh, another one, of course.
Yeah, but let us know in the comments down below if you're looking forward to Golem. On to the next topic, man. I guess we started the day off with the bad news. Ah, shit.
Oh, you doubled up, deleted.
Yeah, I double dipped.
You double upped, man.
It was going
All
slow.
right, here we go.
All right, so we're starting off the day with some bad news, but Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, man. It looked like some shit was going down over there at what is it? What is it called? Aspire or something like that.
Aspire.
Aspire Media. And basically, to kind of sum this article from Games Radar up, it was basically reported by people who still work for Aspire Media that they pretty much had like a good little chunk of the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game like made, and they basically presented it to Sony and I guess like their next up like company or whoever's above them, and it's like, here's what we got so far, what do you think? And they basically was like, okay, yo, this shit is ass and you fired, like you and your boy fired. So
You fired.
Yeah, so after that steaming pile of shit got thrown out, they were just basically like, okay, we need to go ahead and pump the brakes on this game, and we're gonna come back to this later, and just tell other people, hey, there's other things to work on because we got people we're stocking the company, and we got to make people happy. So they want this bullshit you just gave us, so you guys gonna work on some other stuff. And it says that it's been pushed back basically indefinitely, but they say that it's pushed back to more of like a 2025 type of release date. And I mean, that's
to me.
That's far off, especially when you got some shit that was boo boo, like going back, and that feels like you just need to go back to the drawing board and just redo the whole thing over again. Like, don't even use that other shit as a basis, because you got motherfuckers fired off of that. Like, you should probably just throw that away. It's just like, okay, we're gonna start again. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I doubt it's gonna be 2025. I think it's gonna be further off than that, because they had talked about that like a while, for a little bit. They've been working on it or whatever. So I mean, how do you feel about this incident?
Yeah, I think this one's unique, absolutely, because we hear lots about delays. I mean, we just got done talking about Golem being delayed, but this is unique because it's delayed indefinitely. Like, that's a trip. Like, this is unique in the industry for something that's been anticipated.
More so like anticipated, but like we know, like we've been hearing about it. Like there's a lot of games that have been like, you see like a preview of it, and so it's like semi-anticipated, but then it just like blows away in the wind, and you never hear about the game again, and you're like, oh, what happened to that one game that we saw that one time? And it's just been in the making, pushed back like 20 years.
Yeah, lots of games they just vanish, but this is one that everyone was looking at. We all had eyes on it. It's a high bar, and like, we don't see high bar games like this usually just vanish like this.
Yeah.
Like, they almost always make it, because that there's money to be made with this. Like,
so you just reset and then you keep going back.
Yeah, when there's something to be made with it, like, this doesn't usually happen. This is a trip. It must have been a really horrendous demo. And another thing is, I wouldn't stick with these same developers, in my opinion. I think like you as Sony would be like, hey, this isn't working for us. We're gonna try another studio out. Like, I don't know what Blue Point's doing, but like, I would think Blue Point should be like,
right? Get this McGiggins group on that shit, man.
This should be Blue Point, like working on this game. Someone who can finish it, because clearly these guys didn't know what they were doing. Like, I mean, clearly you can't use this same group of developers. How are they supposed to do like all of a sudden way better than what they've been doing? I don't know how you can expect that of them, So this just feels like it's either dead or they're going to hand off the project to like another studio that they know can finish it.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because they said that it's possible that the developer Saber, who I guess was working with Aspire on that game, is going to take over like the full, like might take full control over the game. Now, I don't know if it was asked because Aspire was working on it, or if it was just everybody who was working on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much Saber had their hands in, making that shit of a game for it to get dudes fired when they presented it. It's like, don't show me this shit. You're fired. You know what I mean? Like I haven't heard too many games where somebody showed some shit of what they had and they were fired. I don't even think the motherfuckers from 343 got fired when they
Yeah,
showed that
I
bullshit
agree.
at the
That's
very
crazy
beginning with all of
that
the
they got
trash graphics.
fired.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like,
that
hey,
means it
it's
was
one
bad,
thing.
bad.
Yeah, it's one thing to say, like, hey, we're going to go in a different creative direction, but no, you're gone from the company for this.
You're done here. You're done.
It's like, wow, sorry.
You like, oh
Do I
shit, was it that bad?
apologize?
Like,
I mean, I was working every day.
yeah, let me take this back, man. Like, I could do better. Just give me
Yeah, it's like, no, you're gone now.
Yeah,
I was waiting for notes.
Yeah,
I was waiting for notes, man, but you just let me. It's like, that's crazy, dude. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's bizarre. I don't know if he insulted the boss or what, but they're gone. So I don't know. I can't imagine you being so insulted by a game that you want to fire these guys. But anyways,
yeah, you must have gave some high promises when you got hired for the job.
Yeah,
and they was just like, oh fuck nah, like this ain't it, dude. But yeah, man. So that's the way the cookie crumbles for this game here. So I mean, it's a classic game. It's sad that it's falling through hard times, but hopefully,
yeah, the people
pick back up and dust
the
it off.
people I'm sad for, because for you and I, man, we played this, we beat the whole thing, like we know it. We've had our opportunity to enjoy it. I feel bad for like the Marks of the world, right? Like Mark Arias of the world, who like have never played it before, and they were going to get their first chance on the remake version, which is like the perfect way to play it. Update these graphics, modernize it, and now they don't. Like that just sucks for a lot of people out there who've never played this masterpiece before. Yeah, it really was a masterpiece.
Yeah, that blows. But let us know in the comments down below. Do you think that them dudes should have been fired for whatever they might have presented? Because I mean, we've had worse shit come to actual like production, like, so it's like,
I can't imagine.
Did it really need to be fired, or was it maybe like they fought and disagreed heavily or something in there? Like, I don't give a fuck what you say. This game is great. Okay, you're fired. Type shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, interesting. But on to the next topic, man. GTA 6. We started getting sprinkling bits of this and that here and there about GTA 6, and one of the reports, I don't know, I would still call it a rumor, I don't know, but it says that it's going to co-star a woman, and it's going to be more culturally sensitive. So they're going to like watch the types of jokes that they're going to use. I don't know if they're going to have whores in the game. Like all of them have whores, but maybe they'll opt out for the whoreless game. And it's supposed to have like 4 people, which is interesting because I mean we had 3, and that seemed like a lot. You know what I mean? Like I wished that it was less with 3, because I just wanted to focus on one person's story. It would have been better if or different if I could have like just done each character's story at a time, full thing all the way through or whatever. But yeah, so I mean I don't know how this is gonna be, but I'm sure it's gonna be a great game regardless if there's a female main protagonist or not. And I thought it was interesting, man, because I don't know about you, Ray, but like all on Twitter, the moment this shit released and that these rumors were coming out, dude, people were shitting bricks, man, like all kinds of comments like, oh, why does there have to be a female protagonist? I'm not buying this shit. Like all of this stuff is just doing too much. They're pandering to this crowd and that crowd and stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, dude, you haven't even played it, man. Like you don't even know exactly what it entails. Why are you like crying about something that's so trivial as a character? That's like crying about Tomb Raider being a woman. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think the woman part of it's bizarre. Like a lot of people were upset about the woman part. I think the part you should be upset about is them pulling back on their jokes. Like, yeah, that's kind of like what GTA is, dude. They kind of go at, dude, on every single. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, gay, straight, lesbian. They go after all y'all.
Yeah,
and like they hammer you all and they make fun of you all. And they're like an equal opportunity insulter. Like I think it's just so silly. Like it's just, I'm sorry. Like I just laugh at that because it's like, okay, I'll murder you, but I won't tell a gay joke. It's like that crosses the line. It's like
Yeah.
it's just so silly to me in GTA. I'm sorry, like GTA, it's called Grand Theft Auto. Like you're doing something culturally taboo already. Like
Right.
I'm sorry, jokes don't even come to the place of like you're a thief and a murderer, but yet you won't say like sir, you're culturally sensitive thief murderer. I just find that so silly. But like I don't care if it's like honestly, like I don't care if it's I mean I guess because they came out and announced that there's going to be a woman lead, like almost trying to make it seem like, hey, look how progressive we are. We're going to have a woman. Just put one in. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Like, did I care when they showed me, what's her name? It's Aloy from Horizon. Like, they didn't come out and say, hey, we're going to make a new game and we're going to make it a woman center.
Yeah.
No, they just showed us the character and we just like, that's a cool game. Let's play it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even really cry when they told you that it was just Ellie that you were playing in The Last of Us 2.
Yeah,
and that
I
you
like
wouldn't get
Ellie.
a chance to play Joel. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's a bummer that you wouldn't get a chance
I like playing Joel, but
yeah, it was no problem that you were playing. Like, it's a game, bro. Like, it's gonna be characters like that. Like,
I think it's just, I just think it's the fact of like announcing what you're gonna do in a way of like making yourself kind of look like you're sensitive. You don't have to do that. I wish these companies would just make their games and like, dude, if you think that a female's going to add this element to your line, I don't give a damn. Like, make the game that you think is going to be fun, and if it's fun, I'll play it, and if it's not, I won't. Why do you have to come out and like tell everybody like, hey, look how progressive we're being by having give me a break, dude. Just add your character in. I don't give a shit.
Like, I feel like GTA doesn't need that type of publicity. Like, I'm trying to change the game type of, like, we already know you guys change, the way RPGs work, and so, or just, like open world games, how they work and stuff like that. You guys have changed that. So we already know this. Like, you don't have to go to these lengths to like talking about it in these lengths to sell a copy. It's like, it's GTA, dude. Like, that shit's flying off the shelves regardless of what you guys do in there. But,
exactly. That's my point. I think it's that they come out and tell you like they're trying to, virtue signal. You know what I mean? Like they try to come out, look how virtuous we are. We're going to have a female playable. Dude, just make your game and put it out. We'll all buy it. You don't have to come out and do that. That's what you're going to make people feel like they're being divisive. It's like you don't have to add
there's some type of a hidden agenda or something like that.
Yeah, like there's some type of hidden agenda. I think like people they're going to assume that when you come out and announce it to them, like you're trying to be like woke. Then I think you're going to make people feel like, oh, you're trying to have an agenda. It's like, dude, it's just a female character. We've played 100 of them.
Yeah.
They're either bad or good, like any male character. They're either good characters or bad characters. Like,
it really matters
just how well you write
and how the game is. Yeah. What's the script like? That type of shit is what matters.
I just can't stand like, when they come out and announce it and make it seem like they're virtue signaling, like they're so virtuous. Just make your game.
Just make it so that you could just switch. You could switch.
Or even make like what Assassin's Creed does, like that you pick whatever gender you want to be, which I always like when games do that because I get it. Like my daughter might play video games, she gets to play a girl character. I'm her dad, I'll play the guy character. Let people choose. I'm always cool with that. Yeah. But if anything, like just make your game like honestly. Horizon or Guerrilla Games thought Horizon would be cool with Aloy as the lead. That's cool. Naughty Dog thought Ellie was, and that's cool. I'm totally fine with that. It's just when they got to come out and say, "Hey, we're finally," it's like, come on, dude, don't.
We're trying to change the way people look.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Just let your game.
Yeah, with them saying you haven't been criticized in the past for their misogynistic treatment of women and offensive jokes that target marginalized communities, a playable female lead is apparently part of trying to address
that. See, they don't even want to do it. It's what that sounds like is like we would prefer not to, but we just want to address this. Yes.
We're catching such a bad rep that we got to try to show face.
Yes, we're like Guerrilla did it because they wanted to. They weren't feeling like no pressure. They just thought that would be the good choice for them.
Yeah, and you have plenty of males, in the game that if you really liked one, you could like one. But yeah, the game revolves around this person, regardless if it's a male or a female. It shouldn't even matter.
Yeah, you don't have to come out and say like, this is part of fixing that. Are you kidding me? People aren't going to be happy when they hear that because they're going to think it's fake. They're going to think you're not doing it because you want to do it. They're going to think you're doing it because you're trying to appease the crowd. And
Right.
then that causes more issues because then people like you and I are like, dude, what does it matter? Like, if it's either going to be a good character or not, who cares what gender it is? But then
Yeah.
you look at it and you go like, well, they're just being morons by telling everyone that they're doing it because they're
Yeah.
trying to address, marginalized people or whatever. And it's like, you
Yeah,
don't
it's
have to
more
say
like it's more like the reason why you're doing it is more of
yes,
an outrage than you doing it. Like
yes,
it's like okay, it's like your wife cooking for you. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, I'm hungry. Can you make something? She's like, no. And you're like, okay, well, I want you to make something. She's like, fine. You know what I mean? And she goes and like begrudgingly makes the dinner.
no one wants that dinner.
Whatever. Nobody
Yeah,
wants
no one wants that
nobody
dinner
wants the
now.
dinner,
Yeah,
because it's like, well,
yeah,
shit. And now you're like all grumpy making my dinner or something like that. It ain't gonna have as much
yeah,
love as it would have had
exactly.
before. Whereas if she just made the dinner or you
You
say,
wouldn't
okay,
think you wouldn't
I'll
think
go and buy
twice of
something.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it wouldn't be an issue anymore. Yeah,
but yeah, it's just that that reasoning or that attitude behind doing it or whatever. It's just kind of weird. It throws me off on it. But nevertheless, I'm still excited to see info about the game and whatnot. There was like another rumor that it was gonna have the 4 leads might be cut to 2, and then it would have like 1 city instead of 3, which is interesting. Because that article showed 4 people, and then there may be being 2. They would probably still have the female, and whatnot. Maybe I don't know who they would cut or whatnot if this is even true. The fact of having the 3 cities and then just going to 1 like full map, I'm still okay with, because you eventually would just like scour the whole map and it would just unlock more as if it was 3 islands, as opposed to 1 or whatever. And I saw like another rumor that was stating that it would have basically like an ever evolving city,
yeah, yeah.
and so it would just be 1 city, but or yeah, like 1
Or
city,
even
but they
adding
would
cities
add
on.
extra
Hmm.
cities later on or something
Hmm.
like that. And that's kind of like making that game that would be really good playing as regular and then playing it online. If they just keep adding cities, and more interesting things to see and to do in the game, that it could almost mean that it's like the end of Grand Theft Autos, or like they might wait for like I don't know, like 30 years before they create another one, because I mean they waited like a decade and some change, to put another one out, and they still making bread off the old ones, so they might wait even longer, if they just keep evolving this game.
Yeah,
But
I heard there is some internal frustration with the development team because they know it's been a long time since the GTA has launched. And
yeah,
so I think and I agree, and I know the problem with that is because they've been making so much dang money on GTA 5 and the
yeah,
online version that they've had
yeah,
no incentive to make a 6.
right,
But it is ridiculous when you're waiting, like you said, you wait 30 years. If you're doing something like adding whole new cities to your game, then you don't have to launch a new game.
yeah, you
Like if you're
don't,
gonna do something as awesome as that, then you don't have to launch a new game. But I just think it's like when you have the same city you've been playing in, like the exact city for like
mm-hmm.
15 years, like since 2003 or whatever. Like you
That
got
shit
like a
gets old.
decade. You got to switch it up, man. Like, you got to
Yeah,
give the people a new city.
you
So
could
I
even
just
do
think
something cataclysmic, you know what I mean, like destroy the city and make a story off of
yeah,
that or
you could do
something.
something like that. And now you have a
Give,
post-apocalyptic city
give
to play in.
something else.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be dope. Like I just I think it has been way too long. We talked about this. We've been talking about this since this show been started. How like we haven't seen a new GTA or anything even close to that for so long. And
Yeah,
so like I just think we need a new city. I can't wait to see what it looks like because I know they're gonna like nail the authenticity of like real world, almost like a simulator. So I'm excited to see what it ends up turning out to be, what it looks like. Because GTA 5 is incredible. I can't imagine what 6 will be like on the new hardware.
yeah,
So I'm excited for that. And I think it'd be cool if they had they were adding cities to the full cities to the game would be really neat. That would get me to come back and play it again. because we put lots of hours into GTA 5, but I just know like when I go back and play, it's the same city we've been playing in, for like the last 10 years. So I just would like to see, like, that'd be cool if they had like a whole new, like, what if you went to like a whole new country, like, and you're like in the Bahamas now, like a full city there or something. Like that would get me back in the game, so I'm fine with them trying to make this like GTA Infinite. They were talking about Assassin's Creed Infinite.
Assassin's Creed Infinite.
Like if they made this like GTA Infinite, then that'd be cool. I'm just a little leery about the whole. We all know what we fell in love with Rockstar, and that was their ability to like just make fun of everybody and laugh at everything, and we just laugh and joke. You can do things you could never do in real life in that game, like you can take a car and like ram it into like a bar and do there's lots of ridiculous things you can do.
A crowd of Elvises or something like that.
A crowd of Elvises, like you do like lots of crazy things, and like people are worried that we might be missing that if they try to take this sensitive approach, and so, but like you said, I agree with you when you say like we have to withhold judgment until we see it. Like the reviews will talk about this, like the game will come out more, clips will come out more, and we'll get to see this instead of like overreacting. Like, why don't you just wait? Don't be the prisoner of a moment. Like, wait and see, like what this game will do, and trust them because they make great games. Like we've said many times, Naughty Dog and Rockstar are like in a whole realm of their own when it comes to game development.
Another universe.
So they're gonna make something dope no matter what,
For sure. Yeah. So I mean, let us know in the comments down below. Let us know how you feel about having a female protagonist finally in the story of the GTA world, and and all these other things. Like, what do you think? You think like having one city that's ever evolving is dope, or would you rather have 4 different characters to be able to play? One more than the last game. I hope they wouldn't just keep adding more characters. Like, each rendition, they add another character, and so you got like 8 characters at some point. But let us know how you feel about that. So for the next topic, man, PlayStation been buying up some stuff again, so they purchased Haven Studios. Now, of course, I have no clue what Haven's actually worked on. So it's like, okay, they bought another studio. They're looking for multiplayer games, which we already know that they were looking at doing that. So it could be one of those things where they like purchase this place to like work alongside of another one of their studios that's working on a AAA game or something like that. They kind of like spread the work. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, so Haven Studios was founded by the developer of Assassin's Creed, like the basically head designer of Ubisoft for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of experience.
Who, Jade Raymond?
Yeah, Jade Raymond.
Okay.
I don't know where he got the talent for his team from, but I know like he himself is like very experienced in the industry. So like he's a great talent, and so I'm sure he's gonna want his studio to be, high quality, AAA level. And it says a multiplayer experience. Like what kind of multiplayer experience? Like, are you talking about like another Fortnite, like another like one of these, or are you talking about like a Call of Duty, or are you talking about like
something like that,
an RPG like Elder Scrolls? Like it depends on what kind of multiplayer game it is that would get me excited. Just hearing multiplayer doesn't like excite me, right? Like I have to know like what kind of multiplayer game. I feel like Sony says that as though like we're just that is supposed to be like we know what they're talking about. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like is this Fallout 76 or is this Fortnite? Like there's a big difference between the two, So but if they make a good game, then this would be a really great, you never know if a purchase is worth it because these guys are unproven. Like they don't have anything that they've made yet. So a lot is riding on this, but they decided to purchase them. So I don't know if they showed Sony something internally of what they're working on, but if Sony's willing to fire dudes for a bad demo, they're probably willing to, hire dudes for a good demo. So I would think that Sony was impressed with whatever these guys showed them. So that excites me either way. Clearly, something.
Yeah, maybe Haven showed them their demo of a game that they're working on. They're like, "Wow,
Mm-hmm.
this is awesome! Okay, great. We'll fund you, and we're gonna purchase you, and yeah, you guys go ahead and get to work. All right, next guys show up, and then the dudes from Saber and
Oh, you
Aspire
had a
come
hard
in.
act to follow, huh?
Yeah, it's like, wow, this is shit compared to the other game that Haven Studios and No Name Studios made. Hey, you guys are Aspire, like,
And it's
all right,
so
you're
shitty.
fired.
It's
Yeah.
so shitty that I'm insulted by it.
Right.
And, you know, absolutely, you're gone. You're Can you just? You're
Yeah, you're
fired
done.
now.
Yeah, I don't know why you brought this
It's
into
like,
my fucking
what?
office, but you're gone.
Jeez, sorry. I just made a game. I didn't know. Like I
Ugh.
insulted
Yeah, then
the
they
firstborn.
then they gotta walk by the Haven Studio guys, like
You just got
ooh,
purchased.
tough
in
break,
real
huh?
life. Yeah,
Damn,
dude.
man. Sorry to hear that, bro. We don't got any open spots at Haven, but I'll call you when we do, man.
Oh man, that's rough, bro. That's rough.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know if you happen to know anything about Haven Studios. You can let us know in the comments down below. Maybe they dropped some shit that I just don't know of, and we just are totally oblivious to it. Maybe some PC games or something like that. But yeah, if I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll have to offer for the studio as a whole. So yeah, I'll look out for them and be like, oh, that's the one that they bought. This is what they're working on. You know, hopefully get some
Absolutely,
wow.
yeah, we'll definitely follow that story.
And then, real quick, because we've missed so much time and whatnot, July, games of the month. If you haven't downloaded them yet, you got Crash Bandicoot, you
Better
got
hurry.
Man and Median, and then the Arcade-Ageddon. So go
You
ahead
got
and
like 3 days left to do
purchase
that.
Yeah, if you ballin' and you got the extra or the premium subscription, then you can go ahead and make sure you pick up Stray. I don't know how long it'll be available for, but that 4-hour game should be a good little scoop up. You got that upgrade. And for the month of August, man, we got Little Nightmares, we got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, and we got Yakuza Like a Dragon. And I actually thought that those were some pretty interesting picks. I mean, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 is old as fuck, but it is the remake, so that makes it a lot better. And I think it got good reviews. I mean, IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, but they give a lot of shit good grades. So yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but I've been seeing Little Nightmares a lot lately. I don't know what's been going on, but it's been popping up on like Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that a lot, with people playing it and stuff. So, and I know people are big fans of Yakuza, so I might give it a try. Check it out. I haven't played.
Yeah,
it.
I thought this is like finally a decent month again. Like I think it's been so long since we had a decent month.
Yeah,
every one of these games are like really good games. Yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 are instant classics. Like some of the best games ever. You know how many hours we spent on that in high school.
Dude, I still have the cheat codes for that shit, man.
I know the cheat codes. The games were so much fun. Like just so much fun. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if I fired it up and played it a little bit just for old time's sake.
Yeah,
but
might as well, right?
Might as well, because like those are really, really great games. I heard the remasters are pretty good as well, which I haven't seen those yet, so that might be cool. And then of course Yakuza games, everyone raves about those. That's a great gift. And then Little Nightmares, I've never purchased it, but I'm like you, like I hear a lot about it. Yeah. Everyone kind of talks about it. I've never, because it's not like my thing. But yeah. Now that it's free, like
it's like a puzzle game or something like that, Like you have different
levels. With like a horror twinge to it, right? Like a little dark twinge to it. Yeah, everyone seems to really like it, so that's going to be one to definitely check out. It's a good month. Every game is worth getting and playing. So it's been a while. So I was really happy with this month. Pretty excited to download these ones.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments down below if you're excited to download the new games. They should be available to download, I believe, on the 7th of August. And like I said, if you haven't got the other ones, get them before it's too late. And moving on to the next topic, man, Hogwarts Legacy. It looks like there was an ad or a posting of the Hogwarts Legacy game for sale on Amazon, and it actually leaked presumably the date for the release of Hogwarts Legacy, which is actually December the 6th. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's right in time for Christmas, literally. So that's like that last minute gift that you can throw in the stocking. It's one that I'll be looking forward to purchasing. And yeah, on
Heck
top
yeah.
of that, right, the actual different versions, the editions were released. Some of that stuff was
Mhm.
leaked. It was leaked. It wasn't really released as like official stuff. But I mean, you got the basic bitch, and then you got the basic bitch with a mount. Then you get a dark arts cosmetic pack, a battle arena, and then a garrison hat. You get early access to the game, which is always nice, and then you get a Kelpie robe, which I'm assuming the Kelpie robe is for the game. And then that's the deluxe edition, and then that collector's edition, man. You got the basic bitch, but then you got the all of the other stuff, down to the Kelpie robe. So I'm assuming that's all game stuff. And then you got the steel case, woo, okay. But this right here though, the floating ancient magic wand with book, I'm wondering what the hell that is. I'm wondering if that's like a physical, like, maybe like a gravity defying thing, like two magnets pressing together. That's how the book floats or something. But a wand and a book, that seems sick.
That seems like a dope prop, dude.
Yeah. I mean, so it looks like maybe the wand.
It has to be physical. I'm assuming it has to be because this is the collector's edition. So this is like someone who's trying to get something physical to collect.
Right.
Like I think it has to be. Like we haven't seen pictures of it yet. No. But I definitely think it has to be something physical, which is really cool, man.
Yeah, man. I wish the Kelpie robe was physical. I wouldn't mind if they gave you a robe, the wand, and the book all together. That'd be ill. But just the fact that the wand and then having the book, if the book has like a smidgen of detail as some of these other like Harry Potter books that they sell as like collector's pieces and stuff like that have, then it'll be a dope collection, to add. It'll be a dope item to add to your collection. And if anything, you might be able to flip that for well over how much you pay for it to like cover the game. You know what I mean? And the wand is just cool. I mean, you got if it's a stand that's actually got a floating wand and it's not some clear plastic piece, then that might be super sick. Like just have on your shelf just a wand that's just like hovering there, and you're just like, wow, it's like it would make it feel magical,
Yeah, for sure.
So that's definitely
really
dope.
Neat, man.
Yeah,
and I think it's cool that it sounds like they're sticking to their 2023 or 2022 original release window, right? Like it's not getting pushed like everything else, because that was one of the games that we were talking about was going to make 2022 legendary. We're talking about Elden Ring, God of War, Hogwarts Legacy.
Supposed to be
Starfield, but that's been pushed, right? So, but we're still getting some of these legendary games that we knew or we were expecting to get this year. So that's cool, man. Like, I hope they stick to it. I really do, because I'm pumped for this one. No doubt am I getting this game.
I'm gonna be sad if they push this game out, because it's already in December now. So if you any further and we are on to the next year, and they probably wait until like February or March or something like that to drop it. But I'm hoping everything goes good, because I'm definitely wanting to play this game, man. I've been looking forward to it for a while.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But yeah, man, let us know which edition are you gonna buy. That collector's edition is looking mighty sweet. I gotta just figure out like how the hell I can pre-order that shit if it's possible, because that's a good grab.
Try to get yourself one, yeah.
Yeah, man. And then on to the next topic, man. It looks like there's a rumor that a Black Panther game is gonna come out or is in the making, and that it would be open world, and that would be, interesting. Black Panther is an interesting character, and with the way he moves, I could see him running fast as fuck through the world on some like what is it? What's that one video game that starts with a P with the girl? That's like in the world with dragons and stuff like that. What is it? It's not Project Athena or Athea. It's the other one.
The new one coming out?
Yeah. Remember, it used to be called Project Athia,
Yeah,
and it
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about, but she has magic that she's shooting herself forward with, like a Spider-Man.
yeah, but I'm just saying that like velocity of speed, would probably be like the same type of speed that Black Panther would have. Running, so it might look similar as far as the running is concerned. But I'm just not sure how they would
Oh,
do
Forsaken.
Forsaken, there you go. It didn't start with a P.
Yeah, you got
But
me. I was trying to think of a word with the P. Yeah.
yeah. I was just thinking of Project Athia. But yeah, so I mean something like an open world Black Panther game, as long as they don't do what they did with Marvel's Avengers, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like I might give it a go, but if they Marvel's Avengers this shit, I'm not buying that.
Yeah. So for me, like, I think a Black Panther game is dope. I just don't know if I would go open world with it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I would go something a little more small. It feels like a story driven.
Just linear.
Linear. I would go story driven linear with someone like him because he doesn't really have a really, like, we're trying to think, because that was what you started doing was my first thought too. It's like open world. He doesn't have a traverse gimmick like Spider-Man does with webbing, or like Iron Man does with flying. Like, he doesn't really have a traverse gimmick. So I don't really know how we're traversing this world. Like, I'm just running around on the ground. Like, that's just kind of weird to me. So like, as cool as Panther is, like, I think he'd be cooler like going like Last of Us route, like a good solid single player game with like some depth and good combat like Batman. Like, the open world aspect, I'm not understanding that. I just feel, once again, kind of like with Sony saying multiplayer, you just throw that word onto anything and we think like we're excited about it. It's like, not everything works open world, man.
Yeah,
some games are better single player.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, not everything has to be open world. Like, if this said Iron Man, I totally get it. You would need an open world because he can go a lot of distance very quickly. But like Black Panther, I'm not understanding why it has to be open world. It was the same issue I had with Wolverine. We were talking that we hope Wolverine would be more gritty, like a Last of Us, like, because Wolverine doesn't have much of a traveling gimmick either. As cool as he is as well, like, there isn't really much of a traveling gimmick with that.
Yeah, guy. You would just want a strict story, and
you want a strict story
that he gotta fight out of. Like, that's that's basically what you want. It would be like another version of a God of War or something like that. Like, you wouldn't want to have to traverse like large areas. I mean, maybe if you made them semi-large like how God of War was, I'd be okay with that. But yeah.
Like maybe a God of War size that might work for Panther. There you go. Like, there's a little open-endedness to that. But if you're talking like open world like Spider-Man, if that's what your goal is, because Spider-Man was so successful. Oh, that was so great. Let's just make 100 of those now and just change the hero. It's not gonna work with some heroes, man. Like, you gotta have something that makes sense for that world. Like, Spider-Man needs an open world. He's web slinging everywhere. Like, Iron Man needs an open world. Not every hero needs an open world, man. Like, Batman has the Batmobile. Batman has the Batplane. Like, it makes some sense with Batman. And even then, they gave Batman a small open world. It wasn't even that big. It was very small.
Right.
Because he's not really, like, able to traverse quickly either,
Yeah.
So I just, that's the one caveat I have, is this open world, addiction. Everything has to be open world. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll see how it goes, This is just like, it was just like announced, or not announced, but this rumor just started spreading, recently, within the last couple of weeks. So, we'll see if that ends up being the case, and and how it turns out. But I'm looking for it to see what they're gonna do with it. Because they gotta be careful with these Marvel titles, man. Too many of them shitstorms, and
that's another problem.
Yeah,
you can't just make 1 million of them and they're all good, because it's Marvel.
They're just like, who wants IP access? Like,
yep.
So it's just like crazy.
So true, dude.
Yeah, man, but yeah. So let us know. Are you excited for an open world Black Panther game? And if so, like, what type of, like, how would you want it done? You know what I mean? Like, how much openness do you want it to have? Let us know down in the comments below. But for the last story of the day, could you hear that?
No, I don't hear nothing.
Okay. Can you hear anything now?
Nope. I just hear the
Okay. All right.
jams.
Okay. Regardless. All right. So this video dropped almost like 7 days ago or so, about The Last of Us remaster or the remake for the PS5. So I'm guessing that this is a PS5 exclusive. Well, PS5 and PC.
It'll probably be PS5 first, and then later PC. I would bet. Because
Right,
that's what
yeah, but I
Sony
think,
does. But yeah.
yeah, I feel like it'll be like really quick for the PC though, because it seemed like it was getting developed for them at the same time. But I could be wrong. But yeah, we know everything is eventually going to come to the PC. So I'll be interested to see if this old game will be remade and then sold quicker than when it originally came out. But yeah, so it's funny that we see this where Neil Druckmann is talking about the game and they're going into more detail about the changes and different things like that they made, which is very interesting, by the way, and we'll get into it. But like right before that, almost like a couple of days before, sometime last week or so, or the week before, there was like a leaked trailer, or not trailer, but it was gameplay footage of like the very like around like the opening of The Last of Us 1 remake, and that touching scene when Joel's daughter dies and whatnot. And it was leaked, and the characters were looking almost different. Now in this right here, Joel looks like Joel. He looks like who I remember him. He just looks more defined. But and that other thing, it almost looked like a really, really young Joel, maybe, but it was almost unrecognizable. But it almost seems as if that leak forced their hands to drop some type of information. Like maybe they were holding this to the cusp
for
a little bit,
sure.
And now it's like, oh shit, we've been outed, so we gotta talk about it. But what did you think about like all of this footage? You watched this, right?
Yeah, I watched the gameplay. I'm gonna be honest here. Like, okay, we all know I've said it probably so many times. The Last of Us Part 1 is my favorite game of all time. Okay, like I'm biased here, but
right.
What they're showing definitely makes it seem like this is not like worth buying a $70 upgrade for. But it looks good, dude. Like it looks really good. That's what I would expect. Like I was pretty shocked by how good it looked. It does seem like a remake, but it just also seems like the same game we played at the same time.
It definitely does seem like the same game that we've played. And it's like, okay, so the stuff that they've done is like, oh, it's cool because they added like different things like accessible. I believe they called it like accessibility for like the tabs and stuff for like other people to be able to play the game if they hadn't been able to before. So they did a lot of that, and they changed like they added more details, as far as the graphics, of course, because they were able to use everything that they had pre-existing from Last of Us 2 and then just kind of mash it in with 1. You know what I mean? So it works cohesively.
Right.
But they were also like changing like the way the characters like respond to certain things. And they said that they were trying to make like, like you actually feel the danger, like when shit's getting shot up around you, you're seeing and you're feeling it. You know what I mean? And you're seeing shards and pieces and different things like that. And, and NPCs reacting to you as they should, whereas you may get away with some things because an NPC didn't react quick enough. The AI didn't catch you when they should have caught you. They caught you a little bit later, so it allowed you to like run up on them and sneak them. You know what I mean? And so they've improved on that. And so yeah, it's a lot of updates, but I feel like this was all something that they could have just legit gave us an upgrade. Like they could have just released a patch,
like a PS5 upgrade.
Yeah, just an upgrade, a PS5 upgrade that's available now. You know what I mean? And you just do it. So it's just kind of like, damn. All right.
Yeah, watching this, I agree, man. Like, and I never buy these. this would be like the one that I made an exception for because it's my favorite game, you know.
Yeah.
But these are the kind of things that frustrate me, to be honest, because we watch this and it just makes me think like, damn, why are we wasting their time? I would have rather them been working on Last of Us Part 3
Put
than
your
like
time into
giving this,
something
right?
else.
Yeah, it
give
just
do a
feels
new
like
IP or whatever. You know what I mean? Like quit running these same great IPs into the ground. Like, move on, progress.
it's
Crazy
like you
how
could
many
clearly
times
tell.
it's out.
Yeah, you could tell though they spent lots of man hours on this. And it's
Mhm.
like, why? Like they're remaking. Why didn't you just make 3? Like, I'm annoyed by that. Like honestly, like as a fan of the series, I really want to see Part 3. I kind of felt like it left a little bit on a cliffhanger, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need this to the point where we needed a 3, right? Like I feel like we needed a 3 a lot more than this.
Or just go like a whole nother route, right? And just do like The Last of Us again, and then just give us a whole different story of somebody else.
Or
in this
different people. Yeah, that would work too. Yeah.
We love the world. We love all of the
Mhm.
stuff going on in it. So, just give us another story about somebody else, in this world or something like that. Or just give us a whole new IP. Naughty Dog is great at creating IP. So just create a new IP.
Yeah,
Or
I don't like that they spent the man hours. Clearly, a lot of man hours. Clearly. On
Yeah.
this. I'm upset about that. Like legitimately upset. We don't get a game from Naughty Dog very often. It's just almost a travesty, like a waste of resources.
Mhm.
This game was good enough, really, where it is. It's not like KOTOR, right? Where
Mhm.
like it's a hyper old game, and it needs to be updated. Not just the graphics, but the gameplay. This didn't really need that.
Yeah, this had been remade for like the PS4 Pro, didn't it?
Yeah, there's a remastered version for this already.
Yeah, it's just like, come on again, like, But I've said this many a times already. It's just so funny that these movie studios and these game studios just like oh, I gotta reach like a certain amount of profit this year or something like that. So I'm just gonna remake this game because I know it's trusty, or this movie because I know everybody loved it, and we'll just drop it again. Let's drop Friday the 13th for the 6,000th time, and
let's reboot Spider-Man for the 9th time.
Yeah, let's just hire another guy for Batman and drop it again.
And drop it again. Yep.
Like, come on, dude. Just give us something new. Like, just leave the classics as the classics. You know what I mean? I don't see anybody redoing fucking Super Mario, like the pixelated shit. Actually, them motherfuckers be doing that shit too. That's
but it's at least a new game. It's not like taking Super Mario, 3 or whatever, and then re-giving it to you. Yeah, right. Like you played that level 4 times already. It's like, it looks pretty.
Super Mario.
I played that level.
Give it back to us. Yeah, a lot of times they'll give us those old levels plus a bunch of new levels. You know what I mean? And that's how they'll justify re-putting it out there. But yeah, this is literally like the story didn't change. They didn't add any extra things to the story. So it's kind of just like, okay, well, you're getting it already. Mine is sitting over there in my room. I could go and play that story anytime I want. And I'm okay with the graphics that it originally had, even before the remaster. So it's just like all of this. I mean, they did switch some things up by adding this, that was from 2, and they're putting it into 1. But at the same time, it's not needed. You know what I mean? It's not. They could have spent that time.
It's just because if this was like some kind of like remaster studio that just pumps out remasters, and this is one of them, we're like, okay, that's fine. It's Naughty Dog, who we get nothing from for like years and years on end. Like I do not want. This is not what I want from a studio like Naughty Dog. Come on, big deal. I can feel the giraffe as I pet it with who asked for that, right?
Yeah. But you gotta
ask for that.
Yeah, but at the same time, right, you gotta admit, like, some of that stuff was dope. Like, even when you play Ratchet and Clank and you like you reloaded your weapon or something like that.
No, but it's not worth where I would waste night. Yeah, my point is like, who needed that? It's not like, dude, that's what. Oh, I'm so glad Naughty Dog has done this, so I can replay that level again and feel that giraffe. Like that's not like what I'm looking for. I want a new experience from Naughty Dog, man. Just like we've all been waiting for GTA 6 and new experience from Rockstar. Like I would not be happy if Rockstar's been spending all their time and what they're going to release this year is GTA 4
It's
again.
GTA, yeah,
Right?
GTA,
Can you imagine that? Like, we would be so pissed.
yeah, GTA online. You know what I mean? Like
GTA
it's really
Online.
online now. You know what I mean? Like
GTA Online.
there's more. It allows for 60 people to be in one city at the same time now. Bigger servers. Boom.
New textures.
Yeah, new
Cool.
textures, new lights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the
it's
problem.
almost like that shit ass GTA trilogy that those fools dropped. That they thought would do something.
It's not that bad. Now we looking at this, it's not that bad. We saw the cartoon trash that was, and Mark still tried to defend that junk. Dude, I'll never forget that. He tried hard to defend that.
Man, he was so on their side, man. Like, oh
Damn,
yeah, I'm about to buy that shit. I'm about to buy that shit.
That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing trash. I felt bad for Rockstar to release that trash, dude. At least this isn't embarrassing looking. It's just a shame. Like, I just wish they would have spent their time. I don't even care if it gave us the new game a year sooner, and that's what we got. I'll take that. To get their new game a year sooner, I'll take that. That would be worth it more than this to me.
For sure, yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, people are gonna buy that shit. They're gonna eat it up. They're gonna love it. You know what I mean? It's gonna make the money it makes. They gonna keep doing what they do. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below if you will be purchasing that Last of Us 1 remake. And let us know how much you're gonna buy it for. I would wait until that shit came out on PlayStation Plus. Extra, so I can get it and give it a try. But other than that, I'm gonna just hold on.
That's a PS Plus month
Friday.
offering.
Yeah, or Black Friday, $10. That'd be a solid pickup for $10.
Oh yeah, I'd pick it up at $10 to add to your collection. Absolutely.
Yeah. Might as well get the updated version for $10.
Yeah, there you go.
$10 gets you some toilet tissue though, so But yeah, man. So. That's all we got for you guys this week, though. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Whether you're watching it with us live on stream right now or you're catching it later, we appreciate you. If you haven't yet, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe. If you haven't, what the fuck is you doing? Like, come on, man. But anyways, I'm Godly Sovereign, and that's Sir Knight, and we'll catch you guys next week, probably. Yeah. I think we'll be here next week. Yeah. We'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.